figure even on Instagram, offering glimpses into her world of education and homeschooling. Recently, she unveiled Brings Joy Learning, a groundbreaking curriculum reshaping education worldwide. This transformative approach turns in learning into an exciting journey where during her lessons students are presented alongside real life examples so that they can get a comprehensive learning experience. Brings Joy Learning seamlessly integrates Farida's diverse teaching background into a meticulously crafted curriculum, nurturing curiosity, critical thinking, and a profound love for learning. Designed for students from kindergarten through high school, it offers a user friendly experience requiring just 15 minutes of parent child interaction. Once again, Farida, thank you so much for joining us today.
It's a pleasure. Thank you so much. The feeling is surreal that I have launched my curriculum, and thank you so much for the kind words. Um, I'm honored.
Okay, so let's get on.
Yes.
Um, so, first of all, once again, congratulations on the launch of your supplementary learning books. How do you envision these books, contributing to the curriculum of the future, particularly in early childhood education, and what inspired you to create them?
Absolutely. Great feeling. Like I said, this feeling is surreal that I have launched it. Uh, I have been writing my curriculum since the past 3 years, and I launched end of January, the beginning of this year. And the response has been really good. I am so happy. I recently launched my kindergarten set. My first grade will be launching in a few days. It's with US copyright, so I'm going to get all the seals and the paperwork done for that, and it'll be out. How did the idea come to me? Wonderful. I have been, like you mentioned, I've been an educator, and education is my calling. I mean, it's me, whole and soul. My work, everything that I do, I homeschool my girls and I teach. So, homeschooling gave me a different vantage point. Of course, as an educator, I saw my students not thriving really well when subjects were taught differently, separately,
Okay.
I would say. And when my daughters were learning, I would remove a math book, I would remove a science book. I've been homeschooling them for like now 6 years. I was like, you know what? The real world experience, because when life happens, when my daughters are in the kitchen, when we are on a field trip, we are not studying, oh, science is over. Oh, now we're doing math. Oh, now we're doing social studies. No,
Correct.
when life happens,
You're
it's a
learning along
holistic
the way.
learning, right? And I was like,
Absolutely.
okay, I'll find a curriculum, I'll do some research, I will find the right way to teach my children. And I'm a mother who doesn't like, I open a book and I need something open and go. It's there, it's already made, and I teach them.
Correct.
To my I felt bad that I could not find any such curriculum. And then I went into more research mode, and I'm like, what about I write a curriculum that is integrating all subjects. And in my research I found out that 11% there's more likelihood to perform better if children learn subjects integrated and interdisciplinary. They would perform way better academically as compared to their peers. I also realized that there's an 8% higher chance in cognitive tests, and even found 20% reduction in behavioral issues when you study all subjects together. So it wasn't
Okay.
only benefiting the children academically, but also contributed to their well-rounded education. That convinced me that I had to take the leap. So I started writing slowly but steadily. I looked at hundreds and hundreds of curriculums. I did a lot of research, spoke to a lot of parents, spoke to a lot of educators, did like so many Google forms, took their feedback. It started with something that would benefit the girls, then a little homeschooling community, and then I made it as an entire supplemental learning curriculum. And I'll end
Okay.
by saying that, I have friends, not all my friends, all my closest friends do not homeschool. And you do not have to be a homeschooling parent to be involved in the child's learning and to teach them this whole interdisciplinary, holistic approach to learning. You can be just another parent. Parents know best. They send them to the best of schools. And when they're
Absolutely.
back, you can supplement their learning with my interdisciplinary learning curriculum. So provide this
Correct.
whole real world experience, and grow your child's cognitive skills, because parents know best how the child learns. And I have provided the tools, and my books would be a great resource for such parents.
So it's not replacing, it's supplementary learning. So it's supplementing your
Absolutely.
learning experience. Absolutely.
Absolutely. It is. I would love a day and age where everyone would do interdisciplinary learning in schools. So then mine would be integrated with the schools then. But this right now, I do not see it happening. So, yes, you supplement it 10 to 15 minutes
Correct. Correct.
with your child. And yeah, there are good days, there are bad days, just like parenting. But
Absolutely. I
it's a
can
choice.
totally agree on that. So, in designing your curriculum, what guiding principles or educational philosophies have you prioritized to ensure a holistic development and learning outcome for children, aged 6 or below or even above?
Wonderful. And the fact that my curriculum is globally catered to audiences,
Yes.
I have customers in Dubai, in India, in Pakistan, Africa, US, Canada. Research about, oh, would I do US style or would I do it more British pound? I made it globally acceptable. It's supplemental, like I said. The shorter lessons, because I know that on research, a kindergartner can just sit for some time, for 10, 15 minutes. That's it.
Concentration
The
span is less.
attention span is small. For
Yes.
even for elementary students, it's like max 1 hour, even if it's maxed out. But my
Correct.
lessons are very short. So, foundational skills, which are basic empathy, character development, critical thinking, then imaginative play and creativity. There's a lot of open ended where a mother could cater it to their child. Of course, it's all written, but you can also cater it to your child. Unstructured play, so you go out and you find three leaves, so however the parent does it, so that. And a lot of parent child involvement, because I feel initial years parents uh less time. You don't have to sit for them, like just read them a book, read them a story from my book, and then they do a few activities and you're done. So yeah, those were the principles and the philosophies that I have.
But how did these thoughts, I mean, all the activities, I have seen some of your books,
uh,
that you have shared a few samples. So how did these
yes.
activities come about? Did you refer it somewhere, or did you read about them somewhere, or you curated them?
I curated them. Great question. I did refer to what the standards are for what a kindergartner needs to know, what a first grader needs to know. I would say my curriculum is a little academically higher standard, because I feel it's a supplemental. So it's expected that, yes, it is a little higher standard. So I would say a six, like it would be good. I mean, a kindergartner, but a first grader kind of thing. You cater it. How did I make my lessons? Like I said, it took me 3 years to write three books and first grade. A lot of thought. I wanted good character stories. I wanted like if I am so, for example, if you, thank you so much for seeing my free downloads. If you go into the complimentary downloads on my website, you'll see that if there's a lesson, there are like 3 pages for a lesson. You have a
Yeah.
story, then based on that story, there'll be a science lesson, there'll be language arts, which is grammar, there'll be math. So I would think of the story first. This took a lot of time. So now we have a template, and now we have like, okay, this is how we're going to do it. So we start with the story, and then we branch out to how we'll associate the different subjects. So yes, there's
Wow.
been a lot of thought. There's been lots of trial, lots of errors, lots of mistakes, and then finally it's out.
Yeah, because it's wonderful to know, because I think such kind of things are required. As I mentioned, even in my introduction, that kids today, they are so inquisitive. They want to know everything, and they because they are so much exposed to so many things around, they start learning. So there's no age restricted studies.
Mm,
Sometimes when they talk, you don't feel that this is coming out from a child.
mm.
They sometimes talk above their age, so they have that kind of experience, and then why should we restrict them to a certain age group defined curriculum? So I guess it's a beautiful thought, and it's a beautiful way of curating things, where there's a story, and then all the subjects are related to that. Absolutely
In,
amazing.
and great point that in this day and age, sometimes I think my 8-year-old knows so much. She's a reader.
Yeah.
What was I doing when I was 8? Like, was I doing so much? So you just adapt. The teaching styles change as the generation changes.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, given the rapid pace of technological advancement and the societal changes, how do you believe that the curriculum for early childhood education should evolve, to meet the needs of the future generations?
Absolutely, like I mentioned from my previous sentence, that you adapt, right, with so
Yes,
many things coming up, children just having so much knowledge through the internet, through such good books. uh, a curriculum needs to be adaptive and flexible with the evolving technological advancements. Of course, importance on digital literacy, critical thinking to prepare children for the future with AI, artificial intelligence. My children,
absolutely.
they're doing coding. They're doing coding after their madrasa classes here. So you just adapt, and of course, then however you want to teach a child. But in this rapid, the pace at which technology is going, yes, it's a flexible. You keep innovating, and you teach what is the requirement for today's day and age to children.
Correct. But then again, at the same time, what we also have to agree that the change will not come about so easily, because there is many places there are a lot of rigidness
Mm.
when it comes to, because I had attended a seminar which
Mm.
was how AI today is influencing education.
Yeah,
And the people on the panel, they said that as teachers we need to realize, of course those were university students, but we need to realize that our students are going to use AI, because we can't keep them away from it.
of
So
course.
we have to go with the technology. We can't keep our students away. We can't tell them that this is bad, but we have to educate them as to what is
Absolutely.
right and what is wrong. In
Yeah,
a way, we also have to adapt ourselves. So I
absolutely.
think no matter whether you're talking about a small kid or whether you're talking about a high schooler or a university student,
Mm.
uh, everywhere now, teachers, educators, we have to be very, very flexible.
Mm.
We have to understand that all this is there. Kids are
Absolutely.
going to use it. So we have to take that in our stride and then work things around that way. I
That's
hope you.
great. It feels so nice that teachers are, even all around the world are being very flexible and with the day and age, because that's not how we studied,
Yes.
or that's not how we taught like 2 years ago or before AI. So you adapt, and that's the beauty of teaching. And even as parents, you might mention educators, but even as parents, right? I mean, we didn't use so much screen, and we didn't have so many questions. My daughter sometimes just Googles something, and I'm like, you know what? I know you're curious, but let me know, because there'll be a whirlpool of information out there, and maybe it's wrong. It's like a
Sometimes it's
double-edged
wrong. Yes.
sword. So you don't want to, it's got its pros, of course. AI, it's beautiful, and with ChatGPT, amazing. It's helped me a lot, and I'm sure I'll help the students. But
Yes.
you need to be, there's a balance. Yeah,
Yeah. That's why we need to educate them.
absolutely, yes. And even as parents, right? Parents need to. That's my
Absolutely.
biggest mantra. That parents, it's important to be a little involved. Yeah.
Absolutely, I agree. So, can you discuss any specific, components or features of your supplementary learning books that you believe are particularly innovative or unique in terms of supporting a child's development in multiple domains? Of course, you talked about, how you have designed it and how you have thought about a story, but any real life example that we can take so that we get a better understanding?
Great. So, firstly, it is interdisciplinary. Sometimes the word scares people. I'll make it very simple. All subjects taught together, or at least the basic subjects taught in one lesson. So, when you
Okay.
open a book of the Brings Joy curriculum, their unit style. So, one of the first curriculum is Me and My World. So, if your child, you want to teach your child about the community and people around them, and being more respectful to your community members and about their self, because it's so important to study your own self and then others. Then you take the Me and My World book. Then there is the math and English in everyday life, where we're keeping financial literacy and entrepreneurship as the main center, and then teaching subjects around it. So you still have language arts, grammar, you still have science, but it's around that central idea. And the third book is nature. So where we're talking about nature, and spring and different seasons, and then teaching math. So if you were to open, say, for an example, you would open. a financial literacy book. I have a chapter where a child is having a cupcake business and they want to sell cupcakes. My kids do a lot of lemonade stands, and they, while they're making the cupcakes, they're studying the math. So a
Okay,
story, and then different subjects of how the chemical reactions are happening when you add the baking powder, and all of that is taught in. That's what I mean by you open the book, you read a chapter. Some parents, it's so nice that my customers and my friends and people who bought my book add another dimension to it. Some add the Islamic dimension, that okay, good behavior, good characteristics taught in the Quran or our religious books. Some bring more. They add more activities to it. It's beautiful. So it's a core 10 to 15 minutes, and if you have the time, then you add more. But everything you
great.
need is so interdisciplinary. Secondly, social emotional learning. I feel that's a big thing that our kids need to be aware of in this day and age. It's important for us to teach them the value of emotions, why we need to be grateful. So, I mean, we didn't get so much as my children got, our children, this generation got. And sometimes we forget to teach them that, it's so important to be self aware, be grateful. It's a great way to, lay a strong foundation for social emotional when you teach them through all these stories. So the stories in my books are teaching empathy, they're teaching being grateful, they're teaching there is sadness in the world, but for that 5 to 6 year old child, only that much can they take. I can't just read out newspaper news to them that what's happening. I could, in a way, if you could put it out there nicely, but in their
Yeah,
cognitive strength, And the last one I would say is self awareness. I feel that 10 years down the line, I don't know what professions would exist. Maybe they'll just be entrepreneurs, where children are learning through there's so much that is teaching children for free. And they'll just start their business. And I feel that's an important thing to start from from the start and the get go. Not very in depth. Like I said, a child loves to make cupcakes, and the child mother or the teacher is supporting it, and you're learning a little bit about financial literacy and entrepreneurship. So, yeah, that's why I think it brings joy learning curriculum is particularly innovative in supporting a child's developmental needs across multiple domains.
but have you thought about, or have you approached schools in your area, for uh, some kind of an adaptive learning, or if they would like to involve your curriculum into their teaching methods? Have you tried
I
that?
did, I did, and I'm so happy that so I homeschool my daughters to a charter school in California, and
Okay.
we have become a vendor at Brings Joy at their charter school. It's called Connecting Waters Charter School. So my curriculum is available to the parents and educators there,
Oh,
and I my team is talking to other schools. We're going to talk to globally other schools. We will cater our curriculum a little bit according to the school. We'll have little changes. So yes, we are in the
would there
talks, and
be
we're
more
happy.
books even for the higher graders?
Of course, yes, we are right now. I have almost first grade that's going to be launched, and second grade would be launched by the end of the year as well.
Okay.
And then we I need customer feedbacks, I need stories, I need reviews, and we'll be writing more. And I'm growing my team, so yeah, that should be coming
That's
fast.
wonderful to hear. Absolutely. All the best for that.
Yes, thank you. Sorry.
So, something that we were just discussing, that collaboration and interdisciplinary learning, as you said, are becoming very, very important nowadays because we have to talk about everything together. So how does your curriculum kind of, foster a collaboration between educators and parents and children to create a more cohesive learning environment? As you said, that you've also become a vendor for the chartered schools that you're out there. So
Yeah.
have you gone there, or have you spoken to parents, or done something over there to explain? Because see, everybody may not be very, very hands on with activities.
Mm.
We
Yeah.
talk about all the parents. So some people might be having time constraints due to any reasons for that matter, or
Yeah.
some people may not be that adept with it. So how can we bring a more collaborative approach for everybody in general, because this is something really good that everybody can use and practice. So what are your thoughts on that?
So, a great question. As an educator, so I've seen it both. I've seen it as a teacher with a class of students, and during a parent teacher conference, the parents would come to me and ask me questions about their children. And me being a parent and a homeschooling mom, I've seen it with that in through that lens as well. What I have seen and what I've seen in my research is the children do so much better when there is help at home,
Okay.
and when there is involvement. And parents who want to be involved or just don't know how to be involved, it's for them. I know certain parents is their hands off, and I've spoken to people, they're like, I mean, to each his own, where they're like, we're sending them to the best of schools, we are done. So my curriculum unfortunately is not for them, but the parents who want to be involved but just do not have the tools. But I'll still shout on top of rooftops that parents know their child best, no matter what school you send them to. So hopefully, I can convince that crowd of people who say that, yes, I agree. I really respect the fact that you send them to the best of schools and really good for your child. But you need to know how your child learns because you know your child best. Your teacher will know them for a limited time, and that's it. And the teacher has a class of 30 students to also look at. So
Correct.
you don't need to homeschool them. You do not even need to spend time, but just sit with them, learn with them, and learn how they learn. And so if because when you open my book, you'll also, oh, my child has a little difficulty in math. Maybe I can talk to the math teacher. Maybe it just because at least in the US, nothing comes back home. You don't know what the child is learning, so you don't know how the child learns. So these are the
Correct.
tools that for parents, because it is very important. And research shows that, and I have spoken to fellow colleagues too, that if the parents are involved, the child performs academically way, way better. And for me, it's not grades. And yes, it is an added advantage. Academically, you do way better than the peers who are not supported so much at home, but also just socially, emotionally growing as a human. It is so important that the teacher and the parent are hand in hand. And what's taught is, if not repeated exactly, because homework is homework, it's a Monday and done, yes. Um, but just teaching them everything and getting a holistic learning kind of way how your child learns, feeling as a
Yeah.
parent.
So, something that you just said was my next question, that how does this kind of learning bring about, as you said, the social and the emotional learning?
So I was recently reading research that was conducted by Collaborative for Academic, Social, and Emotional Learning. That it's called the CASEL. That showed that children who participate in SEL programs demonstrate better academic performance and improved social behavior. And
Okay.
it mentioned how SEL, which is social emotional learning, was incorporated in curriculum. It should be incorporated in curriculum from a very early age. So you can't say, oh, middle school, okay, or even my child is like 15, I'm going to tell them how to be a better human being through schools. Of course, we want to, we all are doing, but if we have chapters, if we have mindfully created text and activities to support them, then it becomes a reinforcement as well and becomes part of the learning, right? So a civics chapter, an economics chapter, along with a social emotional learning chapter, because that's important for the long run. We
Correct.
all remember good human beings and what you've done then, sometimes your academia. And I would really recommend my two books, which is the Me and My World, and Appreciating Nature. That's the Kindergarten Brings Joy Learning curriculum. These two books have a lot of a plethora of social learning, social emotional learning activities that parents
Okay.
could do.
Okay. Do you have your books with you so that you can show it to us?
Oh yes, I'll have to hop on to where I keep my curriculum here, so I could show my everyone
Oh,
if my followers are here. Yeah, these are all the books that I have, and yeah, I have my first grade here, and I have. Sorry, I had to get up. My house has a lot of books, and in this world that we have so many books available, I just added six more, so I feel so good about it. And But then I mentioned why my books, right? So, oh God, I cannot find. My kids love using my books. So that's my Me and My World book. Of course, this
okay.
is used. My children use my books a lot. That's like a 300-page book. It's all you need, parents. Do not get overwhelmed. It's whatever activity calls to your child or you want to teach. Just go back and forth. There's no a way that sometimes you can use it for like 2 years. Just do few activities. You can start with your 4-year-old, do some activities. And another thing, I have great customer support. I'm literally messaging. Me and my team are always helping people who have bought our books and always there to answer their
Correct.
questions. yeah, so that's the
These
math.
activities can always be changed a little with the age group. So you can use the same activity, but you can just change it around and use it for an elder kid as
Absolutely.
well.
But great that maybe a teacher could do that, but a parent is not equipped to change it. And my curriculum is for parents to open lesson one and you teach, read, do the activity, done. So you don't have to put, we are in this day and age. I'm a homeschooling mom, but I know my children work by themselves and get things done. So it's not that we have, if you want to put in time, that's additional. But as the base to get everything that your child needs holistically, learning all the good social, emotional, all those big, big words I threw in, it's 10 to 15 minutes, open a lesson, teach a story,
It's
read
like
a
step
story.
by step. Do this, do this, do
Everything,
this.
everything is written. It's hand holding for the parent. You just need my books and you need to open it whenever you're free and do it. So, yeah, like there is a reading and writing activity, there's art and financial literacy. And then you can even track understanding. So, has my child understood the concept? So, you could finish it in 5 minutes, you could finish it in half an hour. It's on you. Okay, so this is all
Correct,
you need.
correct. I think
Yeah,
that's wonderful, where you're
yeah.
giving them a very step by step approach so they don't
Yes.
have to go here and there or think anything from there. They know what has to be done. I think
Exactly,
that's
because
very easy.
parents, we're all professionals, we're all educated. We're doing too many things. We have a lot of responsibilities at home with the society. Um, we have limited time, and even though we
Absolutely
have all the knowledge, sometimes it takes time to research. And I'm like, I'm done here. But if I give you the tools, you open it, you do it, you have it all. So it's catered
correct.
to parents. Yeah, but definitely can be explored more. More can be done, but basic 10 to 15 minutes. Everything open and go. That's what we call here in the US. We say open and go. You need to grab your books. You can do it anywhere with your child. You
Okay,
need your
that's
child.
wonderful.
You need your child. You need yourself or your husband or wife or grandparents.
That's wonderful, wonderful. So,
So,
coming to my last question, as an educationist, what strategies or approaches do you recommend for educators and curriculum designers to adapt and innovate in response to the emerging trends and the challenges in education, ensuring that the relevance and the effectiveness for future learners is maintained?
what a wonderful question. Being the last question, I would say that real world application. It is so important. Why did I learn cos theta, sine theta? Why did I learn trigonometry? Why do I do it this way? Why? So children have so
And
many
this is what
questions
we
that if
ask ourselves sometimes now.
yeah. And I see applications of trigonometry being used in so many places. I wish that my teacher or my parent or of course we did not have that many resources. Now we
Absolutely.
do with AI, with so much technology. We need to tell our children, we need to tell our students, why are we learning this? This is
Absolutely.
how it is used in the real world. This is how all the subjects come to life beautifully when when you're becoming an engineer, or when you're becoming a baker, when you're an artist or you're a musician. That's the real world application that I need to see, and I'm sure we're moving towards that direction. Um, yeah, it's that's my
And
my
hopefully
my
we'll have
sense.
such curriculums integrated even in our academic schools, so give students a more holistic experience uh,
Absolutely.
rather than confining them to each subject one at a
Correct.
time.
Absolutely, that'd be amazing. That'd be so nice and so good for children.
So, Farida, once again, thank you so very much for joining us today on the Professionals Pulse. It's been amazing to talk to you
Thank
and learn so much, get to know about this curriculum. And, I would suggest all mothers who have, younger kids, and of course, we'd be waiting for the curriculums for the higher grades as well, so that we can also use your learning.
thank
But
you.
absolutely an amazing session and got to learn a lot from you. Thank you
Thank you
so much
so
for
much.
being
This
there.
was so nice. Thank you so much. I was so honored that you included me in your beautiful podcast. To my followers, if you're here, I absolutely recommend Farida Bin's podcast, Beautiful Stories. It's so nice to hear from other entrepreneurs and that we're all in it together and we've all been there. And, there's,
Absolutely.
there's
And there's so much to learn from each other.
absolutely.